place value chart of decimals. Remember that hopping figure that we saw in the second slide where we were dividing everything by 10. Now, even when we're discussing decimals, we have the concept of a place value chart. Alright, now what is this? When I write a number, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, that's how I move. What am I doing while I'm moving? I'm dividing it by 10, dividing it by 10, dividing it by 10, dividing it by 10. Alright, then we have something called a decimal point over here. I am still dividing it by 10. 1 is again divided by 10. 1 by 10 is divided by 10. I get 1 by 100. 1 by 100 is again divided by 10. I get 1 by 1000. Alright. This is nothing else but the place value chart. Now, what does this mean? Can we take an example and understand? But before I do that, I think if I have to answer Yashika's question, what I can think about is, why are we studying decimals? Guys, remember, whenever I take any topic, I tell you what's the importance. Why are we even studying it? Does it make any sense? Yes. Now, Yashika, if you go to a supermarket, say we have 3 kgs, we have 4 kgs, we have 5 kgs, we have 10 kgs of rice. But then say you want 3.4 kgs only. Say you do not want 3, you do not want 4. Or say you want just 3.5 kgs. Everyone listen. Now, when that happens, guys, 3.5 is not a whole number. 3 is a whole number, 4 is a whole number, but 3.5 is not a whole number. Or if I say the price of, what do I say? Yeah, if I say 1 kg of rice costs how much? 31 rupees. If I say 1 kg of rice costs 31 rupees. Why? How does a decimal come into picture here? If I ask you how much does 500 grams cost, or how much does half a kg cost? Is it 15? Is it 16? No, it is 15.5. As simple as that. This is the most fundamental example I can think of. If I go to a shopkeeper, I tell him, give me half a kg rice, and he says that 1 kg costs 31. How much do I pay him for half a kg? I pay him 15.5 rupees. That is the advantage of decimals. If I am talking about money, guys, you have rupees. Rupees are whole numbers. And then we have something called paisa. 1.5 rupees is 1 paisa, 1 rupee and 50 paisa. We write it as 1.5. That is where decimal is again coming into picture. So whenever we have these metrics, usually measurements, be it anything, length, money, weight, volume, whatever, that is where to exact value.
For the relationship 15 and 5.
15 and 5. What is 15 and 5?
15.5, right? Now which was the number?
15.5 is a number. There's no relationship over here. I'm telling you the use of decimals.
Okay, yeah, but now there comes a relationship, right? 15 and 5.
No, how can we establish a relationship in the same number? We were able to establish a relationship in fractions because we had a numerator and we had a denominator. Do we have something like that over here? It's
No.
just a number, right?
Yeah.
A fraction will give you a relationship. Why? Because we have 2 parts to it. You need 2 or more quantities or parts to establish a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you be your own friend? You need someone else to be a friend, right?
Yeah.
That is when you establish the relationship called a friendship.
Okay. Get it.
Yes. If I am unable to explain it via a mathematical example, I'll try to break it down to a simple everyday life example. Are we now clear? Are we also clear with the place value chart? I'm going to explain this with an example. Don't worry. Just understand the pattern and why it's happening. We are dividing it by 10 as we are moving. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. If you go from right to left, you're multiplying it by 10. If you go from left to right, you're dividing it by 10. As simple as that. Let me take a number and explain. Yes, Yashika.
If it's an odd number, we can divide it equally, and then we use decimals.
Yes, in an odd number, obviously, whenever we're dividing it by 2, whenever an odd number is being divided by an even number, we are going to have two parts anyway.
Yeah.
Take 5 by 2, we are going to get 2.5 again. Take 7
Okay.
by 2, we are going to get 3.5. Obviously, because it does not divide it completely. That's the reason it's called an odd number, right? We discussed this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, let me take an example. 922.365. I've written a number. Now what do I want to do it? I want to put it in the place value chart of decimals. What is it that I'm supposed to do? Anyone? Can you tell me what's going to come here, 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 and so on?
Sir, can I explain by a number?
Yeah, that's the example I've given, 922.365. Try explaining it using this.
Okay, sir.
Place value.
In the place value chart, you mean this
Yes.
number?
Yeah, we are understanding place values.
Okay, then the 9 will come at the hundreds place.
9 will come at the hundreds place. Okay.
10 will come at the tens place. Sorry, 2 will come at the.
Yeah, I understood. Beautiful. Keep going.
Once at the ones place, 2 will come.
Okay. Then we have the decimal point. Now.
Fine. After that, 3 will come at the tens place.
Got it. You're saying 3, 6, and 5.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, let me expand this. Let me just clear my entire screen for you guys. So the number was 922.365, and she's told me that we have 9, we have 2, then you put a decimal, sir, then you put a 365. Let me expand this and see if I'm ending up with that. What does this mean? 9 into 100 plus 2 into 10 plus 2 into 1. I have a decimal. So I'm anyway going to add all of them, plus 3 into 1 by 10 plus 6 into 1 by 100 plus 5 into 1 by 1000. Is everyone following? Now what do? I just solve it. I get 900 plus 20 plus 2 plus what is 3 by 10? 0.3. What is 6 by 100? 0.0. What is 5 by 1000? 0.005.
0.0005.
Now, what am I trying to explain over here? Now, you learn addition, subtraction, division, multiplication of decimals in the subsequent session. But let's get an idea about it right away, because we're learning this. What happens when I add all of this? Simple. I add these three, I'm ending up with 922, right? Now, 0.3 plus 0.06 plus 0.005 is nothing else but 365. If I add these three, I'm going to get 0.365 because I have the point already. This is the expanded form, and then I compress it to get back to this, and we are also clear with the place value chart of how decimals move. Are we clear with this? This is a question for you guys. Before I move to the next concept, let's do this. There's a decimal number 3526.812. Arrange it in the place value chart. Yashika, where are you? Unmute yourself. Let's talk.
So I have to arrange it in order, right?
I'll put it. Yeah. Tell me, I'll put it in the chart.
Okay.
This is the number 3526.812. Go ahead, Yashika.
Okay. 3 goes into the thousands place.
All right.
5 into the hundreds.
Yes.
2 into the tens.
Beautiful.
6 into the ones.
Awesome.
And then goes the decimal point.
Keep going.
And then 8 goes into the tenths, and 1 into the hundredths, and 2 into the thousands.
Beautiful. Now, this is tenths, hundredths, thousands. Remember this. What does it mean? It means parts, right? This is where we get the fractional value. This was our whole number value. You guys remember the first slide? This was the decimal point separating the left hand side from the right hand side, and the right hand side gave us the fractional value. That is the reason here we have tens, but here we have tenths. Here we have hundred, here we have hundredths. If I have to pronounce it clearly for you guys. Now this should also be thousandths. Thousand became thousands. Do you get the idea? Now if I have to expand it, can I write it like this? 3 into 1000 plus 5 into 100 plus 2 into 10 plus 6 into 1 plus 8 into 1 by 10 plus 1 into 1 by 100 plus 2 into 1 by 1000. Does this make sense to you guys? Are you able to relate it to the previous slide?
Yes.
Sir, I understood the previous slide, but I have a doubt that in the decimal place, what you have in the expanded form, why you wrote like 8 into 1 by 10? We can also just write it like but 8 by 10.
Correct. Yeah, I'm trying to expand it and explain to you so as to how we are getting it. That's what I'm trying to do over here. Because in the left hand side, I expanded it in the form of values. I tried the same on the right hand side for you guys to be very clear. Because I'm telling you, today's session is going to set the base for the second and third session for decimals. That's the reason it's very important to understand it very clearly. Now over here I could have directly written 3,526, but I tried expanding it and showing you how to fit it in with the help of place values. Are we now clear? Done.